today I just wanted to kind of talk about and maybe go back to a lot of what my colleagues up here talked about. And I don't think that there's anything you can say emphatically, I want to work in sports and I want to do this. I think some things organically grow. I share with you my background only because it's the people you've met along the journey. So I asked Diana, what do they want to hear? Do they want to hear how to get a job, how to prepare for a job, career path of wisdom? So I thought really long and hard on my almost 25-year career and almost turning 50. And I think it really was on my heart to tell you lessons learned that I've learned along the way in this profession and as a woman. But again, don't discount that as student athletes, you've already started that process without even knowing it. Now it's a learned association. What are you learning about that process? You are doing everything we are doing at a different level. You've already branded yourself. You were recruited at the school that you're at to play for them and represent them for a reason. We talk about 100,000 Division II athletes. There's probably another 100,000 that are playing Division III or not at all. And so don't discount that you've done something that branded yourself athletically, character-wise, educationally. You were prepared academically to be admitted to the school that you're at. So you are on that way. You networked. You started looking at schools. Schools were looking at you. That's networking. That's getting out there, and that's your brand. So I guess, for me, there's two things that I've really learned over the past 24 years. And some of this has been learned. Some of this is because I've made mistakes along the way. Some of it is I'm just where I was at the place and the time, personally and both professionally. But I wanted to share with you that whatever you do in life, and let's hope it's sports because we need more women and to continue to grow it for the next generations, but it's being missional and it's being relational. And I have been speaking about this now for about 2 years on our campus with our young women, student athletes and administrators and coaches. Missional. What is missional? Missional is what you do, right? Do you have a compelling story for why you want to do what you want to do? Do you have a compelling story that there's an athletic trainer that took care of you and the recovery and the rehab and the brilliance of that person got you to return to play sooner than later? Is that a compelling story for you to pursue sports medicine in any capacity? What fills your cup, right? Do you ever think about that? What fills your cup? So if you want to be in sports, what would it be? Are you an analytical thinker? If you're a deductive reasoner, or if you like policy, think about compliance. Oftentimes I hear compliance people say, I don't want to work in compliance, or compliance people, that's what made me. And because that was my skill set, and that was my education, those classes that I like. Do you like creativeness? Do you like people? Do you like to increase fan bases? That's marketing. Do you like to be part of all of that and work with corporate sponsorship? But being missional is so important to hone in, and only you can look at yourself and say, what do I want to do? Because that is what you will do. That is your job. Once you figure that out and you are in your job being missional, it's relational. How will you carry out your job? How will you carry out the mission? How will you carry out your organization's mission, vision, values? How well do you trust others? You're doing this now. How well do you trust your teammates? How well do you trust your coworkers? I believe that trust is the foundation of all relationships. When you don't trust, it severs everything. And without trust, you don't have relationships. How well do you love what you do, right? So missionally, you figured out this is what you do and this is your job. But again, do you love it? Because if you don't love it, you won't be motivated to get up every day. You won't be motivated to think of how you can continue to contribute to your organization, to your coaches, to your staff, to the campus, to people that you serve, and most importantly to student athletes. I believe every day that my job is to service the heart of our athletics department, and those are the student athletes, and provide them with an unforgettable experience. I think relationships, too, is about communication. You'll hear a lot of that probably from your faculty and the people around you in the athletics department. And it's how well do you communicate? Because communication is the process of all relationships. If you can't communicate, how are you going to have relationships? Sometimes relationships aren't always positive. Sometimes they're sandpaper. Sometimes I have to sit with coaches and say, you know what, I'm listening, but I'm not understanding, but I'm listening. So communication. Relations. Do you build up trust or do you break it down? I talked earlier with the table back here who said that they have a new head coach and things are a little bit different, the way that he does things. Have you been a good leader? Have you been able to say, you know what, I trust our new coaching staff. I trust that they're doing what's in the best interest for the program going forward. Or do you tear it down? Because I'm sure that there had to be trust on the NAIA team that won the national championship. They had to trust each other to get that far and to win, not tear it down. I think relationships also about words. Words matter, right? So we always talk about be careful what you say and how you say it, because people hold you to that. They're going to hold you accountable for what you say. Words are measured, right? People focus on your words. I, again, am going to tell you that these are the things I wish I would have learned along the way, because like others up here, and maybe it's female, maybe it's type A, but you speak first. Maybe you don't do that. Maybe you just listen and learn, and then you lead. Are you a good listener? What I've learned lessons, listening isn't just a function of the ear. Listening is a function of the heart. Again, coach, I'm listening. Help me understand better, so we can maybe find some positive resolve. So I think, as a student athlete, you are, and you probably don't even know it, you are being missional. You know what you have to do. Be a good student, graduate, play hard, play well, represent your institution. That's your mission, that's your job. Relationally is how you are going to be able to view yourself from a self-awareness. So you have the foundation to have a great career no matter what you do, within or outside of athletics. You have a jump on more than young people coming out of college right now in a very tough economy, which probably isn't going to turn around anytime soon. So again, think strategically on your 4 years and what you're going to get out of it. I sat back too and I thought about my 24-year career and what would I want to hear? What would have helped me? Because I wasn't in a phenomenal conference for women about pursuing a career in sports. And I think I'd leave you with 3 things. And that would be, make sure you're wrought, make sure you're caught, and make sure that you're taught. And I'll talk to you about this. Wrought, W-R-O-U-G-H-T, wrought. That's one's innate and physical traits. Anybody know Winnie the Pooh stories? Your parents or somebody tell you, right? So Tigger, the tiger, right? Somebody tell me about Tigger the tiger. Always bouncing around, right? Always, hey, it's a great day, hey, and you're like, and then tell me, Eeyore the donkey. You guys remember Eeyore? What was Eeyore like? Always down. Oh, jeez. Well, you know what? I work with a lot of Eeyores, and I work with a lot of Tiggers. So being wrought, I think, is the understanding of differences and what people bring every day to work. Being able to, again, be relational and understanding maybe something's going on, right, that is very private and I don't know. There are days where I'm Eeyore, right, and I've got to be more Tigger. So I think, being wrought, that's the gift of humility. Being caught. Caught is one's inspiration. What drives you? What fires you up? At practice? What fires you up when you're in class? What fires you up about getting up every day? What motivates you? That's so important. Whether it's from your coach, the style, the management, what is it? And I would say being caught is the passion. And then lastly, being taught. That's one's education, both academically and in life. This is what you practice every day. Who you are, your character. And so when you put that together, I was thinking, no better acronym, GPS. What's your GPS? Again, being wrought, that's the gift. What is your gift? What is your athletic gift? What is your academic gift? What is your gift to others? Again, being caught, your motivation, what is your passion? P, what is your passion? And passion can change at any time, but have a passion. And then being taught, that's your skill. Again, that's what you put in practice. So when you think about gift, passion, and skill, that's your GPS. Location and self-awareness, which can change, right? Your location is going to change maybe a number of times. I never thought I'd be in Washington, D.C. and Maryland, ever in my life. My location changed. Your location relative to self-awareness. Are you self-aware? That doesn't mean, stop talking or worrying about what you're going to say, but are you aware? Your navigation, right? Where's your navigation? What's your destination? A goal without a plan is just a wish, right? So where are you navigating to? What are you putting in your GPS as your destination? And then, I think, do you know where you're going and why? And I guess that circles back to the top of my just words of wisdom, and it's missional. What do you want to do? Who do you want to be? And how are you going to do it to make the place better? And I truly believe now, what I wish I would have known then, what I know now is that it's not about Lori Ebihara. It's not about the money I make. It's not about where I'm going to live. It's about taking myself somewhere where it's greater than me, that I'm contributing to something that's much, much greater than the individual. And I get to touch lives in my job at University of Maryland. And that's empowering for me as a woman to be able to see something that's greater than myself. So that's just, I wanted to be kind of some brevity of what I've learned. I'm hoping that helps you. It's a phenomenal career to be in. I was just reading USA Today when I think Katie said, read, keep up. And if you haven't read the sports page, that's the beautiful thing about being a woman. You get the sports page first if you work in sports. So grab the sports page this morning, and I'm reading, and it's saying the Super Bowl, that all these companies are capitalizing that sex sells. So all these companies that are affiliated with football are hiring all these models and all these women out in Phoenix and Scottsdale to capitalize on the Super Bowl. And I thought to myself, gosh, that's really sad that there are no women to say somewhere in the front office, somewhere in these companies, somebody who's managing the marketing arm of their company, sports marketing arm, that somebody said that's not right. So if you haven't read it, read it. That's why we need you. That's why you want to be in sports. We want to be viewed, right, as leaders, as women, not as objects, not to sell product. That's not sports, women in sports. Women in sports is here, this room. So keep doing what you do and stay the path, stay the journey. Understand what you're willing to sacrifice to gain, and it'll be a really glorious life and career for you. So I wish all of you all the best.